Yesterday, I looked at a video, and I'll be honest that even though maybe most of what they were saying on the video might have some truth to it, we really don't know the lives of all these people. We do know that everybody's life isn't perfect. I would bet that most people have had problems in their life. Some have more problems that they deal with or grapple with than others. But here's the problem that I have in terms of, social media, and it's not just YouTube. There's a lot of dirt that people will put out on YouTube about, actors and actresses and some of the drama that they have in their life. And sometimes they themselves will post things about other problems that they're experiencing, even if it's true. I'm shocked that people don't understand that these people are human. They're not perfect, and they're going to have drama just like the people on the outside that aren't famous. And the only thing is that people who are not famous, they can hide their mess because not a lot of people know them. Only the people that they're surrounded in their immediate circle of friends and associates know them. And so, it's easy for people to get on social media and build a platform and get donations and get money and become popular because they gossip, and they have dirt on other people. But you got to realize that the consequences or the ramifications of what you do will eventually come back around to you. And so, when you're in the business of uncovering and exposing people's lives, you have to realize that what happens is eventually it comes around to you. And so you have to really be careful about the lives of some of these people who, we should know of all people, if you have any common sense, should know that everybody is not perfect. They, at one point in their life, maybe more than one point in their life, they're going to have problems like what you hear about Heather Locklear in her life, what you've heard about the controversy with Dame Dash and Lee Daniels, the controversy over how Monique was supposedly blackballed from Hollywood and how she felt about Lee Daniels and Oprah and Tyler Perry. And there's a lot of things that are going on. There's even things that have gone on in Hollywood even before that with other actors and actresses, where, they've fallen from, a tragedy or turmoil. Now there's this thing with Joe Jackson because he passed away recently. The Jackson family, the father of Michael Jackson and Janet Jackson, the Jackson family. And so there's some controversy brewing over that. And so these things are not uncommon. Um, but what's sad is that when you get on these sites and you see how Black people will drag one another, and then they don't understand why we can't, as people, get along and we can't build a future when we tear down each other, piece by piece. The other thing is that when what I don't understand also is people who are, when you become wealthy and you have money and you're doing better in your life, you would have some type of etiquette about yourself. You would think that people would say, I'm going to pay people their money back. I'm going to treat people fair. I know what it was like to not have any money and to be poor. So I don't want to treat other people who are still in that same situation. They end up becoming even worse than what was done to them, when they didn't have any money. And so there's a lot of learning in all of this, I would say. But I want to say that people got to be careful. If you're going to build a platform, you must know that those people are going to come for you. Everybody that you have exposed, they're waiting in the trenches, waiting for you to go down in flames or waiting for their moment to strike and pounce because it's coming. They're going to do all their dirt digging on you to find out what it is in your relationships that aren't working out. If you have a bad marriage, and I noticed that happen a lot, even with the Wendy Williams incident. Wendy, her show pretty much was televised, and she had her husband, working. So for many, would I say many years, a couple of years or more than a couple of years, she's done shows where she's pretty much exposed people's private lives, and now hers is exposed. So for those of you on YouTube, if you're not even at her level where you're televised on national TV, where people can just flip on the channel and they can see you, you see what she went through and how it affects people. You know, you got to know that, just because you're on social media and you're not as big as these people, you may be popular on social media, but your time is coming. There'll be people watching you. There'll be people surveillancing you. There'll be people asking you questions. There'll be people that'll find out something on you, and your turn is coming. And you have to realize that, because if you think that it isn't coming around to you, think again. And so I just feel like that's an FYI, a word to the ones that aren't really aware, and I already hear in the voices of some people, they said they've been attacked back for exposing people, where, you could get sued. You could go to court for defamation. But these are things like that. They don't have proof. They just said they have sources. They're not really, like showing you who the sources are, because they're trying to keep those people concealed, because it could be a legality issue and all of it. But what I'm saying is that, if you're talking about a specific topic, and you actually have like articles, and you're showing the articles you're reading from, it's not you, that where you went out and had paparazzi take photos of people, and people who are supposed to be friends or entourage, and they're actually doing hidden videos of people, and now it comes out. Sometimes there's some things that do need to be exposed, of course, for the safety of others, but you got to know it comes with risk. And so this person, I was listening to her video, and she's pretty popular, and I'm not going to say the name of the person, but I'm actually considering unsubscribing to the person, because I feel something is going to happen, because they were digging real deep into people on the last video that I heard from her. And she did put out some things that were very questionable, and some of it sound like it was true, but it was so ratchet and vicious, and I feel like any day now that something could happen to this person. And so with that, I wouldn't be surprised if they have a video about this person and what they're going to do to this individual, because I believe what they do, they have a crew of people that go around hunting for dirt on individuals. And so I'd also want to say, what does that do for the Black community when you do stuff like that? We already have our problems, but when you do that kind of stuff, and sometimes we do our own people wrong. And so now I'm going to switch gears a little bit. There are also videos of these men and it's not the men that are necessarily bashing women. They just want everything to be about men talking and what men think. And I really believe that what they're trying to do is just gain money from followers. And they've been on here constantly, and there's older guys involved in this. And their whole thing is to use talking points that draw you in. And if you agree with some of them, or at least maybe I say like 45% of what they say, they kind of want to hook you. And then they want you to go to their classes and they want you to learn about economics and all this stuff. But basically, they're making themselves rich because you're giving them money for books, you're giving them money for the classes to listen to their speeches. And it's the same bullshit that you've heard them say over and over again. And people are easily suckered into all of this. I noticed that on social media, I find that a lot of people are very easily suckered. And I feel like the Black community is easily suckered into leaders. They want a leader. And even if they don't even know anything about the person, he just has to say the right thing they want to hear, and they'll empty their bank account for it. And then they wonder why they have problems with money and they can't build and they don't have a future and, worth building anything. And then all their money is gone. It's the same things they've done in these churches. They just say the things you want to hear at the time and it sounds good. And you're suckered into it so easily and so gullible and so easily suckered into the talk. And those people don't even live like that. They don't even live what they're talking. The only thing they live for is your wallet. And I feel like that's the problems that we face in the Black community, is being easily gullible and suckered into believing things without really doing our homework or knowing that, is this person really credible? And then, you know, I don't understand why we can't lead ourselves, because everybody doesn't agree on everything. We don't all, clearly you can see we don't all have the same views. And so this is the kind of stuff that is very infuriating, you know, to me, because I find it to be very counterproductive because it doesn't help our community thrive whatsoever. And to tear one another down, even if there's a bunch of baby mama drama, a bunch of baby daddy drama, this person's going with this person and that person. What Hollywood person doesn't do that? We've heard that even from people that aren't in the Black community, that are from other communities, other ethnic groups that have done stuff like that. So that is not a first. So I'm just wanting to say that I'm going to leave this go, but there's so much bullshit and dirt on YouTube, it's not even funny. And some of it is so ghetto-fied ratchet that it makes you scratch your head and say, are these the same people that cry when things don't go their way and they're not putting money into certain communities and doing certain things? Well, we got those same people that all they do is think about themselves. They're self-absorbed. They want donations, but you don't see them donating to any charity to help people of their own background. The only way they help us is to help bring us down. And so anyway, I'm going to leave this video with that. That is, I guess, sort of like a rant or my big comment of the day. But I feel like it's sad because it doesn't make us look representation wise good at all. When you see people, you know, tearing each other down, and getting online and talking about each other's, tragedies as if, who cares, and it's sad. But anyway, I'm going to let this go. Like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for listening. Hopefully, you know, things can change. I hope people can resolve their issues and that things can be better and that they can see for themselves where they've made their mistakes, because we all make mistakes. It's not uncommon. But anyway, that being said, bye.